Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another episode of Monday Night PWAM. I'm Joe White, and this is 1650 PWAM. That's right, 1650 PWAM. We are pro wrestling and more. Man, crazy ass Raw, wasn't it? No Stone Cold Steve Austin. Unless he's gonna, you'll see it on Twitter, because they did this with, I guess now the big deal is to give the crowd something to, extra. So maybe he appears at the end of the show before people go home. But we got no Stone Cold tonight. Rumors were rampant. There was tweets going out saying, "Here's a picture of Austin at the arena," and I'm just like, that could be Austin anywhere in downtown LA. So, by the way, if you want to Skype the show, that Tons of Fun WCW, that's a Skype name. Go ahead and put that into your Skype. Give me an ad, and we'll be sure to follow you back, and you can call into the show. But we are live right now on 1650 PWAM. We've had a big week. The week is going to continue to be building even bigger, because with the announcement tonight during Raw, there was a lot of announcements tonight during Raw on the CWF front. But the biggest one that I want to get to is, we've been singing her praises for probably the last, 4 weeks since we started doing this show. And I was kind of, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for it. Sis is going to be our guest this Wednesday on the unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show. So yeah, we're going to have Sis on. So if you want to ask Sis a question, shoot it to me on Twitter. Or actually, the easiest way is to wait until the night of the show and just go into the YouTube chat room, listen to us live. And we'll be sure to ask it. Yeah, so Sis is going to be joining us this Wednesday night, and we're excited to have her. I can't wait to ask her about her career. I can't wait to ask her about her gimmick. It's going to be fun. But yeah, it's a Raw tonight, man. I really don't know what to say about this show, to be honest. I really don't. It was good for the first hour. The middle hour sucked. And then it got really good again when Brock and Joe did their shit, or when Enzo and Cass did their stuff. It was good too, But, man, no Stone Cold again. But the Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar deal. The memes that are coming out of that thing already, man. You guys on the Twitter, you're quick. In the sensitive universe, you guys are quick. I think we all agree Bayley needs to go back to NXT. How much more can they bury this girl? Other than that, I don't have a problem at all with the main event. I'm kind of apprehensive against gauntlet matches in general. Well, if they're booked right, they're good. If they're booked right, they're decent. Now, I think what you did tonight with Nia Jax, it was okay, it was okay in the short term. Long term, not so much, because now you can never have any of those other women who she beat tonight face her really one-on-one again. She ran through the entire women's division except for Nia Jax, and she hasn't faced Alexa Bliss yet. But I will say Nia Jax, this is the best I've ever seen Nia Jax look in the ring. Really, it was a joy to watch her just tear through everybody. It was a joy to watch her just be a monster, man. It really was. Trying to message AC to see if he wants to come on tonight. We haven't been able to get him on here in a couple weeks. Let me see here. We do have a Melvin Dassey alert for you tonight, so we're gonna. I may have to see if Edwards wants to come on for that, because Edwards is the one that found it. Let me see here. See if we can message AC here. unless he fell asleep. Anyway, um, but yeah, Raw tonight. Let's go ahead and start running it down, and then if AC comes on, he comes on. We'll start running it down here. Um, again, it was a decent Raw. Not really anything to. I mean, it was better than last week's. And I know I say that it was better than last week's. Last week's was better than the week before. Rome wasn't built in a day. So, I mean, but anyway, Roman Reigns comes to the ring to a chorus of boos. Now, this I liked. This segment, I liked this segment. Comes to the ring and he goes, if you guys give me a minute, you might like what I have to say. The crowd boos him. And he goes, Samoa Joe finally put the Coquita clutch on him and he went to sleep and crowd cheers. And he's like, I told you might like it. Got to give Roman credit on that one. He tried. He tried. The crowd just does not care about this guy at all. When will they realize that he's got X-Pac heat? He doesn't have heel heat. He doesn't have babyface heat. He's got X-Pac heat. We just don't want to. People just don't want to see him. Or if they do see him, stupid microphone cord, they want to see him get his ass kicked. He's a heel. This guy's look, his talk, his swagger, his natural promo ability, just the way he talks. When he opens his mouth, it's like, God, I want to see him get punched in the face. So, I mean, he comes out there and, talked about Braun Strowman. Sorry, I'm yawning tonight for some reason. I'm just not wanting to stay awake. And no, it wasn't because Raw was boring, because that last match, the last half of the show and the first third of the show were really good. But an ambulance comes in, and two things we know for sure. Two things we know for sure coming out of this show. They were in L.A. We definitely knew they were in L.A. tonight. They kept hammering it in and hammering it in. We're in L.A., Los Angeles, the Staples Center. Okay. How is it any different than when you're in Paducah? I don't see them hyping up Evansville, Indiana, or Tampa, Florida even like this. Big deal. You're in L.A. Who cares? Anyway, Roman backs up or Braun Strowman backs up in an ambulance, or an ambulance backs up into the arena. And everybody's like, "Oh hell yeah, Strowman's in the ambulance." Roman goes over, opens it up, nobody inside, and from behind, Braun Strowman, "I'm not finished with you," and he just beat the fuck out of Roman again. Threw him up onto the stage, then threw him off the stage into the side of the ambulance. This was beautiful. He put Roman in the ambulance, shut the doors, banged on the thing, said, take his ass pretty much take his ass away. I loved it. It's great heat. Problem is, it's going to be all for nothing because Roman's going over at the pay-per-view, folks. I hate to disappoint you. But I totally see Roman Reigns going over at the pay-per-view. Man, maybe I need to be like Edwards and get some coffee in here tonight. Good Lord. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, the heel's getting over here. Well, if you want to call Braun Strowman a heel, the only people cheering for Roman, it seems, are the minions in that commercial that they aired for Despicable Me 3 tonight. So we go to come back, and we're back, and they show us what happened. And match number 1 is Matt and Jeff Hardy with Finn Balor versus Sheamus, Cesaro, and Elias Sampson. Fun match. I like the fact that the Hardy Boys posed with Balor. I like this match a lot. I more than I probably should, but it was a decent opening match. Maybe I'm pulling a reverse AC that instead of falling asleep during Raw, I'm falling asleep afterward. I don't know. Maybe a short show tonight. So your winners are Finn Balor, Matt Hardy, and Jeff Hardy. Balor hits the coup de grace for the 3 count. So they let Balor get the pin here, which I think is important. Match number 2 here, we get the Shattered Dreams Productions, and, you know, it's funny. Goldust comes down with his own cameraman. You know, he uses the cameraman to attack Truth, and he comes down with his cameraman who's dressed in gold. And the only thing I kept thinking about was if Grant Sawyer was in WWE, they'd do something like that to him. So, you know, it's Goldust versus R-Truth. And basically, Goldust just does a beatdown on him. There was no match. And they even mention it. Oh, we've been building this up for a month. After a month, it's finally happening. After a month, it's finally happening. Goldust and R-Truth going back and forth with vignettes. And the match doesn't happen. They even hyped it up. Oh, we're in Hollywood. We're in Hollywood. It's going to happen in Hollywood. Goldust's home backyard, Hollywood. Well, they gave it to you, Hollywood. Sad part is they didn't give you anything. That's the only thing I can say about this first hour that I really hated. Samoa Joe shows up and he basically, Paul Heyman's being interviewed, and Samoa Joe shows up and he acts like he's going to choke Heyman out, and basically says, you know, Joe says he's going to, you know, will not waste everything on Paul. He's ready for Brock tonight. There's going to be a fight, and he tells Paul he looks good in the suit and walks off. Michael Cole basically shows us what happened last week to lead into the gauntlet match and determine who will face Alexa Bliss at the Grace Balls of Fire. Again, letting the women main event. Again. Tonight was all about balls. Tonight was all about balls because they had a tumbler in the back full of plastic balls that had the numbers written on it. Oh, Lord, AC is calling in. Oh, my God, he's back from the dead.
Kind of.
Kind of?
Yeah, I'm good for about an hour. Then I got to go back to bed.
Oh, Lord, really?
Yeah, I got a busy day tomorrow, but yeah, I figured I'd call in and rap with you for a little bit.
Well, I got to tell you, man. Last week we missed you. Last night we missed you. What the hell's been going on with you?
Same. Listen. I guess I gotta sit in a non-comfortable recliner. I bought a new recliner, and I just can't stay awake when I'm sitting in it.
Jeez, man. Yeah, you gotta sit on like.
Well, I did. To be honest with you, I had a long weekend. Did ROH for the weekend. I was away, and then I got back just in time for my parents' 40th anniversary party yesterday.
There you go.
You know, had some drinks, some wine, the whole deal. So I think trying to stay up to 11:45 is when you started the podcast was probably not the greatest idea.
So let's ditch her off for a second. I'm sure you're going to talk about it on your show, but go ahead and take us a little bit of detail. You said you had some news for us last night, and then you bailed out.
Yeah, it sounds like the one and only best around is going to be back sooner than expected.
Really? He's going to be back in the leg? Well, he was doing an awful lot at the pay-per-view from what I saw.
Yeah, and he got attacked at the NEW show last night. Took some bumps, and I got it from not from the horse's mouth, but the next best place. That it sounds like if all things stay on track, he'll be working the July 14th NEW show in a tag match with Vinny Marseglia.
So Ring of Honor's still letting him work indie dates. This is not an exclusive contract he signed?
No. Yeah, Vinny's working. A lot of the guys in Ring of Honor are still working indies. Except the big names aren't. I mean, you know, Cody is, of course, but you know, I haven't seen anything with like Briscoes or Lethal or, you know, the Bucks are sporadic at best doing indies these days. So I think the bigger names aren't, but most of the other guys still are.
I have to ask here, did you go to NEW on? Did you go to the NEW show?
I didn't because I was at the 40th anniversary party for my parents, so I did not go to that show. And to be honest with you, I was a little wrestling out after a 5.5-hour TV taping. Due to they had a little technical difficulty early on, so we were in that Lowell Memorial Auditorium there for 6 hours on Saturday.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, they taped. They did 4 episodes of Ring of Honor. They did an episode of Women of Honor, and like I said, they had a little technical issue at one point, so that kind of slowed things down a little.
Sad
But
part is, by the time you see it, everybody will will have forgotten about it because they're not going to air it on Ring of Honor TV. What they taped for like 4 weeks.
well, yeah, I mean, they did a real. I don't know how, if you want me to do any spoilers.
They got. Well, I mean, I've already read kind of what happened. But here's what kills
Right.
me. We say this all the time about Ring of Honor, and you were at their TV taping, and you said that there was nobody there. Which no, there's not going to be. I mean, CWF probably.
I gotta admit though, early on it looked really bad. It kind of, I'm not gonna tell you it filled in because I'd be lying to you. But the lower area, and then the side off that the hard cam shot got relatively full.
Good.
And
That's good.
The crowd, for the size crowd they have and for how long it was, I gotta say the crowd stayed pretty hot, man. Now for most of it, you had your lulls where the crowd was kind of dead, but for the most part, the crowd was into it. So, I mean, given the fact that it was a smaller crowd, I mean, obviously the crowd was much smaller than the pay per view. I mean, they jammed, they filled that place up for the pay per view, and that crowd was pretty hot for the pay per view. So,
here's what kills me.
I would say they had, given the idea, that they have their roster issues and things of that nature. I thought they had a pretty good weekend.
I got a question. You would know this. They taped this shit on Saturday, right, for TV after the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Ring of Honor television airs first where? It usually airs on their syndicated shit before it airs on Comet or the Fight app or anywhere else, right?
I believe so,
it's
yeah.
It's usually Friday or Saturday nights, so they have.
Well, I could tell you, I was sitting in my seat, and I was kind of tracking the Ring of Honor Twitter because they were sporadically putting out matches you would see at the TV taping throughout the day. And they promoted the next episode, which was a Bobby Fish. Who was it? Bobby Fish and who? I can't even remember. Well, Bobby Fish and somebody. It looked like it was taped in Philly. So what I saw, you're probably not going to see the first episode that I saw taped until the following week would be my guess.
Well,
and I could tell you this: there's a storyline which you probably read about. I won't give the spoiler yet, but anyway, there's a storyline that kind of plays out through the 4 episodes, and it gives you the time frame, and it's going to be about almost 50 days from the date of the pay-per-view that 4th episode airs.
Jesus.
And I know this for a fact because there's a storyline that's involved in the tapings that deals with that, and they basically give you the timeline through that storyline.
But that's my problem with Ring of Honor. It's like, here they go. They tape TV after pay-per-views normally, or they tape TV on the weekends.
Right.
There is no.
But they don't have a taping again until July 29th.
But my point is, they have time to take whatever they taped with you guys in Lowell directly after the pay-per-view, cut at least one episode of it a week and air it before they. But no, they're not going to do that. For the next 3 weeks, you'll probably get like best of shows.
I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be 3. I think you'll start getting the Lowell stuff. Not this week. I think you'll start getting it next week, based on the timeline that was set in one of their storylines.
Or at least remember that time after War of the Worlds where they ended up airing War of the Worlds shit for like 4 weeks straight?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Before they
Well, you're going to get Lowell. You're going to get Lowell probably through July. I would say the Lowell. Well, one of the Women of Honor episode they said is going to air on TV. It's not going to just be on the website or the Fight app. So you're going to get a Women of Honor episode that they did film while I was there. So you're going to get what they filmed in Lowell probably starting not this week, next week, and that'll carry you through to the first week of August, which they have a TV taping July 29th, and that'll probably be picked up following that.
I got to tell you, man, they I have not seen the pay-per-view yet, but from what I heard, the main event was freaking amazing.
Very good.
Was Cody
very,
winning?
Very good. I would say it was. The match was very good. The crowd was hot, and they had basically a Bullet Club reunion in the ring afterwards that just sent the crowd into a frenzy.
Well, this Saturday, Cody Rhodes is taking on Okada in Los
Yes.
Angeles, live
Yes.
on Access Television.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Did they make any mention of that on the pay-per-view whatsoever?
Cody said it in his post-fight speech. I'm not sure if it made the air or not. He also, in both his matches, one on the pay-per-view and one in the TV taping, at one point did a Rainmaker tease. So he did. It was, they didn't shy away from it. If that's what you're asking.
I'm wondering if Ring of Honor is going to get to air any of this or show any of this on their TV, because if I'm Ring of Honor,
Probably not.
yeah, you're right.
I mean,
not,
basically what they're going to have is their champion walking in against the IWGP champion.
Yeah, I mean,
is what they're
it's
get.
not title for title, is it?
No,
but
not that I know
Is it
of.
for the IWGP title at least?
No, based on TV, yes, it's for the IWGP title. Yes, because Cody made mention of carrying both titles. Like I said, Cody's speech after the match was long, so I'm not sure when they cut out and when they did it.
But bottom line is, based on the TV tapings, it's pretty obvious that Cody Rhodes is not winning that damn title this Saturday.
I mean,
because they got a working relationship. You'd think that
it would be hard to say yes given what I saw, but I don't know. Maybe there's an explanation for that. I don't know.
You think that if
he did taunt Okada in his match in the TV tapings though, because he had a rematch with Daniels.
Because you think that they'd want him to come out with both belts. You think that they would mention it. You think he.
Yeah, but I don't know how you. I don't know how you do that though.
It would spoil Saturday. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
It would spoil Saturday, and where are you getting the belt from? I mean, is Okada like sending his belt over in the mail?
Dude,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there were New Japan people there. I'm sure somebody could have brought it with them. But I mean, I don't know. I think they probably. My feeling on it is if Cody does win it, it's pretty huge. And I think it'll be overlooked on Ring of Honor TV the next few weeks anyway. I think that's a bigger deal for him. Maybe he could walk around. I mean, he's going to be walking around every indie in the country with 2 belts for a while. You know what I mean? So I think they could get past that if that.
Do you think?
If that is the case, my guess is that that's not going to. I don't think he's going to win.
I'm gonna throw this out there to you.
My question is, if he wins it, where does that put his relationship with Kenny Omega?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to put this out there. And I think we even discussed this, man. I think Cody Rhodes ends up taking over the Bullet Club. They kick Omega out. Omega wins the goddamn G1, and you see Omega versus Rhodes for that title. But the problem is, I don't think you'll see that at Wrestle Kingdom because there's no way they're going to put 2 Gaijins in the damn ring at Wrestle Kingdom for their belt.
There's no way. They're not going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, and if he wins the G1, it's going to be at Wrestle Kingdom.
In a world where everybody's trying to do first and everybody's got to, put
I don't
over
think
Japan,
this is the thing, though. I don't think they're ready. I don't think they're ready to go all in on Cody like that, and I don't think they're ready to split up that whole elite deal either.
Oh, man.
It's almost like Cody's like the spokesman for the Bullet Club now.
Yeah.
You know, the one in the suit, the one, you know what I mean? And he's going to be their American leader, and they got their, worldwide elite leader, Omega. I don't really think that, I personally, I think that Cody's going to get his shot at Omega and fail, or shot at Okada and fail. And I think that ultimately, when Okada loses, I think it's going to be to Omega.
I mean, I just think that I could do what you couldn't. Blah blah blah. I tried to save you.
I get the story you're presenting.
It would be so good, but I don't think that fits Japanese wrestling.
I don't think it fits Japanese wrestling, and I think given the state of Ring of Honor's roster, and how hot the Bullet Club is right now, I don't even think they'd want to mess with. I mean, it's not going to matter with Ring of Honor, obviously, because Omega's, I mean, he's appeared once or twice, and mostly through video, So Omega's not on Ring of Honor a lot, so I don't. But I don't think Ring of Honor would want it because I mean they are, Ring of Honor, the Young Bucks are in the ring thanking everybody for coming at the end of the show on Saturday. You know what I mean? Like,
jeez.
So that's their.
Is being a heel a lost art now on the indies?
Well, I would in fairness, even though they're treated as over by the fans, they totally work the heel gimmick. They all do it. Cody
It
worked the
doesn't
heel
help
gimmick
you.
the whole weekend.
It doesn't help
The
you at
Bucks did.
the
The
thing.
Skull.
The problem
Ring of
is,
Honor is a different crowd, though.
it does
It's a
no.
different
Sorry,
show.
when you have a working relationship, to me, they're the same people who buy Ring of Honor pay-per-views are the same people buying New Japan World. Sorry, it's same crowd. Same
Well,
crowd.
in America, though.
Yeah,
But I mean, around the world, that may not be the
yeah,
case, though.
but I mean, when's the last time Ring of Honor went to Japan and ran a show over there? I don't think they. Golly.
Last year,
Yeah,
they ran a series of shows
yeah,
last year.
but I mean, and is the crowd treating them the same way they would treat New Japan?
What does that matter, though?
Because you're not a heel unless you're getting booed, and they're not getting booed.
Yeah, but listen. There's very few people in Ring of Honor that get unanimously booed anyway. When Jay Lethal was the main heel, he got half the crowd cheered him too. The Ring of Honor crowd's a lot different. They don't book based on crowd reaction.
And they never hardly mic up their Japan crowds. New Japan doesn't, so it's hard to tell who's being booed and who's not. And New Japan,
the thing is, the Japan crowd, they boo the Young Bucks, but every time they do something they like, they cheer.
Yeah.
Or if they do something that's funny, it's like a collective, like, ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? The crowds are just very. You can't even compare the crowds. They're just it's apples and oranges.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
And it does it. I don't know if it was you tweeting me this or somebody. Oh no, it was D Smitty. They're not allowing streamers at the New Japan show. And he was like, "Oh, that's ridiculous." And I'm like, "Listen, dude, when you watch New Japan, there's no streamers. So it's not a Ring of Honor show. They don't want it to be a Ring of Honor show. They want it to be a New Japan show.
Streamers started in New Japan. That's where it started, was Japan.
Right, but if they're used differently, they're not you barely see them in Japan and on the New Japan world. They're not throwing them and Ring of Honor. They're throwing them every match. Flip Gordon was getting streamered on the fucking pre-show Friday night.
I think that Japan, like, in the early 2000s when Ring of Honor first started, that was a big popular thing. Danielson and everybody got a fucking shower of them, And the thing was, oh, that's a Japan thing. It's a sign of respect. And now I think it's that, the Americans stole it, so we're not going to do it anymore. It used to mean something here, and now it doesn't.
Right, that could be the case.
Did you watch?
But that was then. I thought I somebody out there on the chat could correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding was in Japan that was saved for championship matches too.
Yeah.
So I mean that's not the case. The Ring of Honor fan is streaming. They're streaming guys before wins, after wins, before matches, after matches. The guy. Most of the guys on Ring of Honor pose for their streamers. When they get in the ring. So.
You go back and look to the July 4th show 2 years ago when WWE ran Beast in the East and fucking Devitt got streamered, Balor got streamered.
But he was the only one.
Yeah, he was the
only one, and that was before a title match.
Yeah.
And they streamered the fuck out of him, man. Mm-hmm. That was awesome, actually.
Did you watch Raw tonight at all?
Yeah, I caught most of it.
You're a sports
I was kind
fan.
of flicking between the Yankees.
This show was all about balls. We had great balls of fire. You had 3 balls in the ring. You had balls in the back.
Before we get to Raw, let me bring up one other thing. Do you watch the Being Elite video blog the Bucks do on?
No.
It's tremendous. You should watch it.
It's 2 dogs bucking on the side of the road. I just don't want to see
it.
it.
Stop it. For everybody else out there, it is tremendous. You should watch it. And I just want to say they already put up the one from this wasn't the whole weekend. I think it was Thursday and Friday. So they actually have some really cool video inside the ring after Cody won.
When you have such a special moment like Cody Rhodes winning the belt, and you see ring announcers and fucking wrestlers up on the apron and everything with their phones, it makes it feel less than to me. It's like, what the fuck am I ordering the pay-per-view for when I could just go on this idiot's Twitter and see what's going on?
Well, I mean, they didn't get. I mean, it wasn't like they gave you 5 minutes. They gave you a very
Dude,
They
as
gave you
soon
a
as the
very
match
short.
is over, and as soon as Cody, like right as Cody, even while Cody's making his speech, as soon as they announced him the winner and the Bucks started coming in, they had their fucking phones out, and I'm just like, really? Come on.
Well, because they're filming the video, their
It's so
video blog.
stupid, though, man.
And then the Ring of Honor guy had it for their social media, and
Yeah.
then
The Ring of Honor.
that's what they do. That's what they do.
It's I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like if WWE was to do that, people would be like, WWE's relying on social media again. We say it time and time again. Social media is not the way to get over nowadays. It's just not.
Listen, you're comparing apples and oranges though. The WWE is trying supposedly to be sports entertainment and to tell you great stories. I don't see any of that. This is kind of like the Bucks deal. This is how they. It's more of a Bullet Club thing than anything. It's how they make their fucking. That's how they got over. That's how they make their money. That's how they do all their stuff. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's pretty entertaining. And they put like Flip happened to be on this episode. So, listen, Flip just signed with Ring of Honor. He goes on there. Now, all of a sudden, 200,000 people see this guy. Then when they see him on Ring of Honor TV, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that was the dude from the Elite. It's just a different way to get stuff out there.
Raw tonight was crazy, man. Who are these? Like, everybody on Twitter, everybody on my Twitter was like, when these basketball idiots came out there.
Well, LeVar Ball's a fucking asshole, let's be honest.
I don't even know who he is. And this is my point. Here's my point. When they started announcing today, when the dirt sheets started announcing that he was coming on, and when WWE announced at the beginning of Raw that he was coming on.
I read that on Friday that this was going to happen.
But here's
Triple
what
H
kills
was
me,
out
though.
there blowing him.
Here's what kills me, though.
For everybody that thinks it's just Vince, Triple H set that up.
Here's what kills me. Everybody on Twitter tonight was, I have to Google this motherfucker to find out who he is. Which tells me he's not relevant. He's not going to make you any money. He's not going to get you on ESPN the next day. Because nobody knows who this motherfucker is to begin with.
I think you're 100% wrong about that.
Dude, everybody on my Twitter, even Brad
I don't
Stutz,
know who. I don't know who's on your Twitter, but LeVar Ball, they've been talking about this fucking guy all year.
Okay, no, wait a minute.
He's on ESPN. Him and his son Lonzo are on ESPN every day.
Everybody on my Twitter who is a wrestling fan, okay?
But listen,
Stutz,
they're not going. Listen,
dude,
they're not doing this for you. I'm not. Listen, I hate it, but they're not doing this for you. That's what you wrestling people need to understand. They already have you. They're doing it to get casual fans that would never turn on Raw. Listen, you know what this was. Their rating has been in the toilet. The NBA draft was last week. He got drafted to the Lakers last week. His father and him been all over fucking TV for 6 months. And now WWE is trying to get a ratings pop by putting these assholes on TV. That's all they're doing.
You know what I love about this guy? His dad comes out and he's acting all fucking stupid, and the little fucking kid started doing the in the fucking microphone. What is that with fucking people got to feel like everything's a drum?
Come on. They're putting. Give the kid a break. The kid's like fucking 7.
Doesn't matter.
Like 16 years old. Why are they putting the kid out there?
Okay, and his
What's
dad has to look at him. Dad has to look at him and go, "Stop that." And then they bring this kid out. And I'm sorry, but this kid looks nothing like his dad. He looks nothing like his brother.
They're all kind of ugly as fuck, to be honest with you.
I'll go ahead and say it. The goddamn kid.
Well, he was the second pick in the NBA draft.
The kid who's supposedly the second NBA kid. He looked white when he came out. He looks like a white dude.
Yeah, he does. He's very light skinned.
Very light skinned. So I'm sitting there going.
He's not even close to being the best player in the draft either. But
I'm looking at him going, he plays basketball? No way this dude plays basketball.
He's a point guard.
I don't even know what that means. I don't watch basketball. But I'm just sitting there going
that's why you don't know who he is.
But the thing is, when I have to sit there and read post after post on Twitter of, who is this guy? Let me go Google him. I have to Google him. Brad Stutz on Twitter is sitting who
because you guys live in a world where the only thing that matters is pro wrestling.
Dude, it's not just pro wrestling people that are on my Twitter. Just random people like my cousin who fucking doesn't really keep up with it anymore. My
Anybody
cousin
who's
who-
a partially a sports fan would know who LeVar. I mean, if you even turn on ESPN or Fox Sports 1 in a given day, that name is coming up.
I mean, like I just saw Twitter after Twitter after Twitter on my feed going, who is this guy? I've never had to Google so many people during a wrestling show in all my life. Is what I've read.
He shouldn't have been there. We could agree on that.
It's like
He definitely shouldn't have been
he
there.
shouldn't
It's
have been
stupid,
there.
but
The
I
whole
get
segment
what they
dragged
tried
down.
to do. It doesn't.
It made Miz and fucking it's already on ESPN. Okay, that's what Edwards says. But here's what kills me. The same NBA fans that see them on Raw and go, ha ha ha, they're not watching your show during NBA season. So it's
they're
not going to help
they're,
you.
they're not watching it anyway.
Yeah, it's not going to help you. They're going to look at it on ESPN, and you know who it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help these balls people. It doesn't help them at all because you know what? It cheapens them.
I agree. It's bad all around.
Because
it's stupid all around. It
unfortunately-
makes no sense. It doesn't help anybody. But this is what they are now. They will not take the time to try to write an even halfway decent story, and they'll waste their fucking time trying to negotiate with LeVar fucking
It's
Ball.
not the writers.
That's what the WWE is now.
I guarantee you the writers backstage are probably groaning, going, oh my God, we got to figure out something for these motherfuckers to do.
Yeah, well, they
Because
can't
Triple
figure out
H
anything
and
for
Vince
their own
want them
people to do.
on. Because Triple H and Vince are on. Because sorry folks, the days of, oh my God, turn on Raw, you can't believe what's happening, or the days of calling your friends going, are you watching this? Those days are over, even with social media.
And the funny part is, I fell asleep last week, so I didn't see the Kaz and Enzo segment until you guys were tweeting about it, and Edwards told me to watch it. Said, "Oh, it was good," and I thought the Enzo and Kaz stuff was good. The bringing out the Revival and Big Show and all that before that, I didn't need all that, but whatever. And the Corey Graves part of it was kind of handled weird, but after that, Kaz cut a sick promo and Enzo with the tears. I thought that was great, but I thought they killed it this week.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't buy it. Honestly, I did not buy the big cast thing of, oh, let's get back together. I'm sorry.
I know. I was listen, it would have been worse if they stayed together. I would have been like, come on, are you fucking kidding me? But they ultimately they did the right thing. But honestly, he should have just punched Enzo in the mouth and just walked out of the ring again.
The Corey Graves thing, they followed up on that too, because they had Cass go immediately to Corey afterwards and go, mind your own damn business and keep your mouth shut. Is exactly what they did. I thought it was brilliant. The stuff with Joe was good. You mentioned the Revival getting called out being hokey last week. They got buried even more this week because now they're just there to pull apart people.
There was speaking of the Revival, I know you heard about the Cody Rhodes thing with fuck the Revival.
Yeah.
Okay, so that kind of taken on a life of its own.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sitting there Friday night, and this had to be after they went off air because of some of the stuff Cody said they probably wouldn't have put on air. So then there was a guy in a crowd with like a Bullet Club sign that said "fuck the Revival," blah 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 blah. So the Bucks bring the sign into the ring, and they get a collective from the entire crowd of Ring of Honor. Fuck the Revival.
Well,
I was like, oh, White would love this.
Maybe you'll be on. Maybe you can shed some light on this because what did they tweet out that's so bad?
I listen. I have not looked into it hard enough to figure out what Cody's actual beef with them is. But I can tell you this: he said "fuck the Revival" himself. I watched the Bucks Elite blog today, or whatever they call it, Keeping Up with the Elite, or whatever the name of it is. I watched it today, and he said it on the video blog in the ring. And then when they did the stuff with Flip Gordon, Brandy Rhodes said it, "fuck the Revival." And then they were in like a toy store, and they were around all like the WWE toys, and there was a kid over there, and they were asking him if he liked the Revival, and Cody must not be watching because Cody said they're still in a developmental brand.
So this bleeds into CWF too.
I'm wondering if just something happened between them and Cody when he was over there,
it's
and
not
just
just
doesn't.
Cody,
Or
dude. It's not just Cody. It's the entire world of indie wrestling because apparently something was said on Twitter. Because at the end of CWF TV last week, which was actually taped like 3 weeks ago,
yeah,
Trevor Lee and Chip Day teamed up to take on the All Stars at the end of the episode. Me and Jeff reviewed it, and at the end of it, of course, Chip and Trevor win, and they're hugging after the match, and Trevor
that
looks.
makes me sick.
Well, not
Chip Day should have kicked him right in the dick.
Hold on, let me finish here. Trevor looks into the camera and goes, "Yeah, that's right, Dash Wilder," or something along the lines of, "Fuck you, Dash Wilder. We're hugging. So what?" And then Chip looks into the camera and goes, "Dot, dot, dot, dive." Well, apparently, me and Jeff were talking about this on the after show. And I'm sitting there going, that has no place on a CWF show. It has no place on the show at all. Keep it to fucking social media if you guys want to have a fucking hissy fit on there. Jeff was in disagreement of it, they're just, talking shit, whatever.
I
Well,
like it.
apparently I was right because the very next morning, literally about 12 hours after the after show ended, I get an alert on my YouTube page saying that they have re-uploaded the episode, and everybody in the CWF community was like, "Oh my God!" They went in and edited that out.
They edited it out.
They edited it out. They edited it out, and they re-uploaded it without that comment. So I think us.
Well, I could say the stuff that happened at Ring of Honor was definitely not on air. So
yeah, I mean, so they.
I mean, it's gonna get out there because
Of course.
everybody videoed it, but.
I mean, of course, and when Ring of Honor releases it on DVD, if they still do that kind of thing, it'll probably be as an extra on there, or whatever. But
Maybe not because they used I think it was Nick Jackson that actually said Cody Rhodes, and they don't say Cody Rhodes on TV. He's just the American Nightmare, Cody.
Edwards goes, "It doesn't mean you're right. It means Grant was wrong." Well, Grant sides with me. But it's crazy to think that an after show has that kind of an influence in a roundabout way, because me and Jeff had a good 30-minute conversation about it, going back and forth on it. And the next day, Grant's listening into the chat room, and apparently he didn't like it either. Because Grant
you know what I'd have to say to all that? Fuck the revival.
Well, it's not even about the revival. It's called Keep Your Little Online Hissy Fits Online. It has no business bleeding. Ring of Honor is different because it's all internet marks. But CWF is trying to be different. CWF is trying to accomplish something different. It has no place in there. People who go to CWF shows and people who are probably watching that on YouTube, or at least the audience that they're trying to reach, don't know what the fuck that Trevor and them were talking about.
So the big angle with Cody though is that he's still a free agent, that he has not signed a Ring of Honor contract.
Yeah, I noticed on he's like, "I hope Sinclair's got it." He's yelling behind.
Get your checkbook ready, the whole deal.
Sinclair's got
and
their checkbook
basically
ready.
saying I'm full time and I'm steroid free.
Yep.
Said it 3 times this weekend. Steroid free. I wonder who that's a little shot at. The Maharaja. Maybe half the company.
I'll be honest. Has Cody been working with a voice coach? Because it seems like the lisp in his voice is slowly but surely leaving.
I every now and then I kind of notice it. I think the voice he does as the American Nightmare kind of plays into you don't really noticing it.
He does the Stardust voice. Be honest. Come on, it's the Stardust
in a
voice.
way. It's not. No, it's not. It's not really the Stardust voice. I mean, it's a little bit. The Stardust voice is different than what he's doing with the American Nightmare voice.
Yeah, I mean the American Nightmare voice is very cold, very calculated.
So he cut a promo in the ring for the TV taping, and he basically had Bobby Cruz announce him 3 times, had the crowd cheer for him 3 times, streamer him 3 times, the whole thing. And then he went into how
go get that many streamers into streamers ass 3 fucking times.
Oh, listen, Ring of Honor shows, there's fucking streamers everywhere.
I was gonna say, are they handing them out at the door?
Oh, they sell them. They're 2 for $5. But people bring their own, and there's tons of them.
Hell, I've done it. I've streamered at Ring of Honor shows before. Shit.
So Cody, he basically starts getting into this whole ordeal of how the Ring of Honor people that work there are ungrateful to him for bringing in such big pay-per-view numbers and this, that, and the other. And he
I
calls
like
out
it.
Bobby Cruz for not thanking him. And then he finds one of the young guys who's sitting around the ring that's Ring of Honor quote unquote crew. And the kid's name's Eric, so he has the crowd, talking shit to this kid Eric. So then he turns and it's right where me and Jim were sitting. We were right by like the camera boom, the one that moves around. So the cameraman's literally right behind us. So we'll probably be on TV for this because Cody turns and he's like, "Cameraman, what's your name?" So me and Jim are trying to get his name for Cody and he wouldn't say anything. So Cody's like, "We're just gonna call him Phillip. How about you, Phillip? Did you thank the champion?" And then the whole crowd starts going, "Fuck you, Phillip," and this whole thing. It was pretty cool. It was a lot of fun.
So apparently there's a
But
couple.
Daniels cut a heel promo. His basic premise was, you guys all loved me when I won the title, and then last night Daniel sucks, and you're giving me the finger and telling me to fuck myself and everything else. And he basically he's sitting on the ropes when he's saying this, and he goes, "You guys weren't fondling Cody's balls when he was Stardust." So
Oh shit.
I'm sure that'll be cut from TV. And Daniels and Cody had a great weekend,
Edwards and I got to know something.
Yes.
What's with this headband, dude?
I needed it because I was sweating and it was rolling into my eyes.
You take a picture in bed with the headband on.
Yeah, well, I was getting ready to go.
He's like, let me
to the
just
show.
lay
I was
down
walking around. Listen, here's the
with
deal.
my headband
I
and my Guido
was
haircut.
walking around Lowell. Let me tell you the story. I was walking around Lowell. So we were gonna go eat at this place.
Oh God!
So my buddy Jim. Now, mind you, we could have went out the back door, took a left and a right, and been there in a 3-minute walk. We go out the front door. He takes a left. We start walking in a total opposite direction. So mind you, it's sunny out, it's hot out, the whole thing. So we got to turn around, go around the block, around the building. Turns into like a 15-minute walk, and there's nothing but sweat pouring in my face. So we see a dollar store. So speaking of streamers, we're like, let's go in the dollar store. Let's buy some streamers. And I see these black headbands, and I'm like, this will keep the fucking sweat out of my face. So I buy them, two for $1. Throw it on. We go in the bar. We're watching the Yankees. I'm having some beers, a burger, the whole deal. And I just left it on for the rest of the night.
It's not the first time I've seen you with a headband on, though, man. Your Twitter profile pic has you with a headband on.
That was from the same night.
No way. No. Your Twitter profile pic. The profile pic you have on Twitter is you
right now.
Right now, I believe is you with a.
It's from the same day. It's from before I left for the show.
Oh
I have different headbands at home that I use for the gym, but that was from the same day. It was from the hotel room.
All I can say is you look very Guido in this. You look like you sure you're from Connecticut? Because in this picture, you look like you just crawled off the set of Jersey Shore.
Listen, we have a lot of Italians in Connecticut, too.
Oh, man. Second thing, Melvin Dassey alert, folks. So
that's what the peach killer means.
That's what the peach killer is. The peach killer. So
what is that? Not like a tweet that just made your day?
It is. So he goes. So apparently, if those of you don't know, Melvin Dassey is in reference to this motherfucker that used to be on our old network a long time ago, and he got kicked off because he's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot. Okay, I can't use the R word even though I want to. So instead of the word, we call him Melvin Dassey. Apparently,
actually, if you go into the archives, you could probably find an episode of him on air with us.
Edwards goes #Toe Jam Killer.
Oh man, what a day! What a fucking day!
So Edwards tweets me this thing, and it's Mikey Ferrara, aka Melvin Dassey, okay, and he's replying to Tammy Sitch, Sunny. Sunny does this thing where she sells herself on Skype, apparently. You Skype her, pay her money, you get to Skype with her, and she'll get naked for you, do whatever you want, okay?
All right, if you pay that money, you're a fucking Melvin Dassey, but okay, we'll go on.
So Sunny tweeted out on the 24th, which was 2 days ago, Still some time to book your Skype. Email me at, and then she gives her email address for her info and a picture of herself.
She must be busy. She has a
Dude,
list.
she makes legitimate money off of this. I can't blame the girl for it. She makes fucking millions for it.
Well, I mean,
you know?
she makes legitimate money because it's the wrestling world. I mean, let's be honest.
Hey, it's the
There's
oldest,
a bunch of fucking Melvin Dassies in their mom's basement, like, oh, I'm gonna Skype with Sonny today.
It's the oldest
Mom, can I
profession
use
in the
your
world.
credit card?
So she tweets out this info, and she's got a picture. It's not a bad looking picture because I'm a Sonny fan. Just being honest, she's a whore, but I gotta be honest here. She's got pearls on, and she's got a pearl. She got some pearls on, and some nice fucking lacy looking fucking.
She's
pearl.
a real class act. Yep.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, underneath this picture is Magic Mike Ferrara with, "Do you show your feet when you Skype?"
Oh man, I mean, is he not the gift that just keeps on giving?
I was about to say, he's like, whenever you're down, like, and you need a fucking pick me up, just realize that your life could be his. And it just automatically makes you want to pop on cloud 9, you know?
Oh my god. Do you show your feet on Skype?
Do you
oh
show
man,
your feet?
That's worth an extra $10 right there.
He capitalized the word feet.
So the Peach Killer's got a foot fetish.
The Peach Killer's got a sunny foot fetish.
A sunny foot fetish. I mean, you could go on Brazers and watch her, get fucked in the ass, but can you show your feet? Fucking, oh man, hilarious.
He's paying for sunny feet.
This is why YouTube is getting rid of pro wrestling. Because of Melvin Dassey's like Magic Mike Ferrara.
Here's another gem from him that was released today. I don't get Shawn Michaels' sex appeal, that the women love he's balding and he only has a super kick as his finisher.
What? What does that even mean?
I know, right?
I mean, listen, if I was to take a picture of Shawn Michaels today and put it next to a picture of Magic Melvin Dassey, I mean, I wonder which one the women are going to pick. I mean, listen, 10 times out of 10? Come on, man.
I just don't get this guy. Do you show your feet when you Skype?
He's hitting up Sonny on Twitter and then saying that Shawn Michaels has no sex appeal. I mean, it's hard. What is going through this guy's head? I'd love to know.
Just take Sonny to Jamaica. You'll find out what's going on.
Sonny. Sonny, I don't even think Sonny's allowed in the state of Connecticut.
Let me tell you something, AC. Sonny.
You're a fucking asshole, AC.
Sonny needs to just start wrestling barefooted on the indies.
AC swerve me, bro. AC swerve me. AC swerve me. And Joe White, you're a fucking asshole. You're a fucking asshole, bro. The only one I like is the book writer over there, Mr. Hollywood, the guy who's out there making movies.
Yes.
That Edwards. Edwards is the only one I like. The rest of you are fucking assholes.
Edwards, let me ask you something, Edwards. Have you ever shot Sonny's feet?
Whose feet have you shot? Can you send me some pictures?
I was going to say, Edwards, can you give me foot pictures?
Edwards, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring you to Pro Wrestling Magic, and I'm going to give you Cody's autograph for free. And then you're going to give me some foot pictures, okay? Ask Brandy Rhodes, maybe.
Edwards, you can bring your cameras in, but I only want foot shots. You're only allowed to shoot people's feet. It's for my private collection.
It all started when I saw this guy, Jimmy Snuka.
Kevin Von Erich, man. Nothing wrong with Kevin Von Erich. I'm a huge Kevin Von Erich fan, but you might want to start wearing shoes, bro, because Dassey's out there looking at you.
There's this guy on the indies now. His name's Widow Bro, the old UFC fighter. He wrestles barefoot. He's my favorite.
They tried to bring.
Ask him to sign his autograph with his toes.
They tried to bring a guy into Magic Pro Wrestling called Two Shoes. I booed him out the building.
I'm going to start a petition to end all wrestling boots, especially for the women. I can't wait to see Alexa Bliss's toes.
They didn't climb the goddamn ladder barefooted last week.
If only Ellsworth had his shoes off, then it would have been okay. He has no chin, but I'm sure his heels are nice.
He is a heel. What the fuck am I saying?
Oh man.
Maybe his heel. Maybe he swallowed his chin and it went to his heel. We'll only find out if he could just take those socks off.
I mean, do you show your feet on Skype? I want a nudie Skype with you, but do you show your feet? Because if not, I'm out. That's it.
Jeff goes.
Man.
Jeff goes. Can we get Sonny on just to talk about Ferrara? Greatest interview ever.
So, get Sonny on. So, do you get a lot of foot requests, Sonny? She probably does.
I went and had the bought the.
No, it's just she gets foot requests just from Magic Melvin Dassey and Rex Ryan.
Hey, if I'm Sonny, easiest money ever.
I know. So when, do you want to see both toes? She's gonna charge him $1 per toe.
Yeah. Here's the pinky toe.
$1 a minute per toe.
Yeah. Here's the pinky toe.
I could afford it because I get Cody's autograph for free. What the fuck do you know, bro?
Here's the pinky toe. I could just see Sonny. Here's the pinky toe, Melvin.
Oh my god.
And
oh my god.
Oh god. Oh shit.
Where's my sock, Mom?
Never mind.
You know the special one?
Never mind.
It's all crusty.
Never mind, Mom. I don't like socks. I'll just do it on the floor. The dog will lick it up.
I got you a new pair of ankle socks. You said they fit better.
Are they the no-show ones? What the fuck are these? These are goddamn knee socks. How am I going to get off and want to look at these?
I'm with my friend Cody and his wife.
You know what I really like? I like those socks, like the toe socks, so I can kind of see the shape of your feet. Everybody should wear toe socks.
I gotta tell you, that was a better 5 minutes of radio there than talking about another ambulance match.
I don't like. Mom tried to put me on them footy pajamas when I was little. I burnt them some bitches to the ground.
I was okay with footy pajamas, but then I outgrew them, so I just cut the feet off. Still got him to this day. The Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Me and Firehawk bought them the same day.
Give a fuck what you say, Joe White. I still say my prayers and take my vitamins.
Me and Firehawk bought them the same day.
We're gonna have a real life Staten Island street fight. I got my John Cena hat ready to go.
When Sonny kicks me in the chest, I don't sell it. I moan.
Sonny, will you shit on me in a sky? I like to rub it on my chest.
I like to stick my feet in it and feel it between my toes.
Oh, god damn it.
2 girls, 1 Sonny cup.
Oh, speaking of Melvin Dassey, it sounds like
he's getting out.
the real Melvin Dassey won a hearing.
Yeah, but that's not the real thing. The other Melvin Dassey that we spoke of got caught.
Yes.
The guy I tweeted it.
Well, they arrested him for writing a bad check.
Yeah, they arrested him for writing a bad check, but I mean that's that's some jail time sometimes, or even a fine at least. But they at least caught the guy who scammed people out of money. I mean, come on.
Right. Well, at least it'll be on his record.
It'll definitely be on his record. He will never be able to get a bank account again.
So at least there's some. And I'll say this.
He can have my bank account.
Pro Wrestling, or Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling put on the show yesterday. That was kind of their way to make up for what this guy did. And they raised almost $8,000 for the autism.
That's awesome.
For in Wallingford, Connecticut. So they are cutting them a check for $7,800 or whatever it is. So kudos to them for doing that. And for all the talent that worked the show and everything else. So that's a nice thing.
That money's coming straight to me, you know.
It's not coming around.
Was it too much?
Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Listen, you already have the women's right activists after this network. I mean,
We're having a woman on the after show this week.
CO party.
No, we got Sis on this week, actually.
Ooh,
Sis.
who's that?
You gotta go watch it, damn it.
Oh, I'll have to listen. Is she a CWF reg?
Yeah, she's a CWF regular. She wrestles under a mask.
I think CL Party wants to kick your ass.
Dude, I think so too. CL Party scares me, man. I'm sorry. I
saw a little Twitter back and forth.
Yeah, I don't want no
about something,
part of,
and she was
and,
like,
and this guy.
She didn't even want to bring up the MITB.
John on one of the CWF fans is egging it on, going, "You're not getting out of this one." I'm like, "Oh yes, I am."
Yeah, he was. He was trying hard to keep you in trouble.
I'm like, I'm already gotten one person blocking me because I'm not a New Japan fan. But, you know, I don't think.
Oh yeah, that was the reason.
I don't think Kenny Omega's the second coming, so I'm blocked. But anyway,
I called you a fangirl, but you blocked me because I'm not a New Japan fan. I think this is like the way you like rationalize what went on. I'm not a New Japan fan. That's why she blocked me.
I'm not a Kenny Omega
like,
fan.
come on, man. That's not the reason.
I called spade a spade, and now I'm blocked. So I mean, Jesus Christ. If it makes you feel any better, call me a fat ass. I've heard it before. It doesn't faze me.
Rednecks and red shoes.
Rednecks and red shoes. I don't like shoes.
Who's this red shoes?
Who's this red shoes?
He's the worst.
Does he have nice feet? Those Japs
can it be see-through shoes?
Those Japs got nice feet, man.
I followed him on the beach in Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Long hair flowing, and he had his nice feet in the sand.
That's gotta be. If Jeff Edwards ever wrote a book about his time on 1650, it would be called Rednecks and Red Shoes.
Rednecks and red shoes, where my partner falls asleep.
Yeah, rednecks and rednecks.
Hey, listen, you think you got it bad? I fell asleep mid podcast with him. I think twice.
Rednecks and Red Shoes, Z by Hollywood Jeff Edwards. It's got a picture of the back of a recliner, and it's you propped up and sleeping in the recliner wearing red shoes.
Snoring into my microphone.
Hey, at least you showed up with him. Anyway.
No, listen. There were times.
Name of our comedy act ought to be called Rednecks and No Shows.
Hey, see, what time? Fuck you. What time are we doing the show tonight? It'll be like 9:00. I'm at the bar. Oh yeah, 11. I'll be good. I'll be out of here in like an hour. 12:45. I'm hammered. I'm home.
We doing this?
Oh wait, sorry. I got obligations, and they have nothing to do with feet.
Can I look at Mrs. Cool's feet? I'll pay you on Skype for it.
Right? Start charging. All right, Farrar, we got something worked out. $5 a picture.
AC just admitted to the fact he's gonna pimp out Mrs. Cool to Dassey.
Well, there technically isn't a Mrs. Cool right now, so
man.
I'm sure I could find some.
What'd you do to piss this one
little,
off?
It's a couple. I don't know. What's 6 weeks now? A month now?
Jesus, man.
Listen, not a lot of people can hang with my charisma.
Goddamn pound. What'd you think of the Brock Lesnar Samoa Joe bit tonight?
I
liked it. I like the fact that
mean,
Brock
It's tough because it's always weird when Brock kind of looks like a bitch, but if you want to sell it that Joe actually has a shot, you got to kind of go with that. So
thank you.
It kind of fits what they're doing with Joe right now, so it's all right. It was good.
Edward says the reason why you have no Mrs. Cool anymore is because you fell asleep on her.
That is not the reason. Listen, there are things I make a point to not fall asleep for.
You're right.
Now you guys know where you're on the pecking order.
Oh shit! But no, I like I somebody on Twitter posted
the fans are out there like, fuck us, right, AC? Fuck us, then, huh? That's right. Fuck you, bitches. I'm just kidding.
But I like the segment. I like all the memes that came out on Twitter after the segment too. Like, it's him turning purple with his eyes bulging, and somebody's like, when you run out of drink while eating a Popeye's biscuit.
I actually thought he was gonna put him right through the fucking
Video wall,
the
yeah.
video board
I was
there.
like, oh man, are we getting a new set next week? No.
I know, right? Vince is like, no, I can't afford those anymore.
And meanwhile, the production crew's going, tear it down.
Vince is like, I can't have a new one of those. I got to save $10 million for next year's WrestleMania set.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's a good, we need those $5-10 million WrestleMania sets once a year.
Vince is sitting there going, break it if you want to take a pay cut next negotiations.
Right. There goes your merch money.
He didn't choke. It worked because he didn't choke him out fully. Because here come the revival and all the backstage geeks to break his ass up. When in reality, Joe.
Yeah, are they trolling everybody with bringing a revival out and all these stupid segments?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they spend a lot of time seeing what people are talking about on the internet and trolling them and not worrying about putting on a good show.
What is melvindassey.jpg? Did he post something in the YouTube chat room? Because I'm not getting it on the real stream bit. But anyway.
Who did?
Jeff. But no, like, I liked it. I liked the women's match. I really liked this women's match tonight, except for the fact of nobody except for Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks can ever face Nia Jax one-on-one again. That's the problem I hate with this gauntlet match.
I thought everybody got squashed a little too quick. Bailey had a couple minutes more, but they totally wiped out the other three there.
I'll go ahead and say this here. Matthew Acosta on Twitter put Bailey just needs to go back to NXT, and I full on agree. I was like, dude, preach it, man, because you're so right.
Needs to go back to NXT.
Yeah.
I mean, is that Bailey's fault? No.
No, it's the way she's been.
I don't know. I don't know if. Yeah, but have they other than what's her name there, Emma? They haven't really done that with anybody.
No.
You know, they sent Emma back down there and totally repackaged her, and I actually liked it, but they do nothing with her. The problem with the way they're handling this women thing is right now is they're using them all in the same story. It's one story that surrounds them all that gets them to a point where two of them will fight for the title. And then they're going to, when after that title match happens, no matter who wins, whether it's Alexa Bliss or Sasha, they're going to do the same thing again and just bring them all together.
I think that the roster...
At some point, they're going to have to put that thing on Nia Jax.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Nia was... I was kind of pissed when Sasha won tonight. Yes, it makes for a good story. Yes, I get it. She faced 4 fucking women and got beat, so Nia was not as fresh.
Listen, they're just happy that Sasha got out of the match without hurting herself. Yeah.
So we got some news tonight. You know, this whole thing with YouTube in wrestling, you know? YouTube thinks wrestling is not advertiser friendly. They can't make money off of it. They can't sell to advertisers. Well, there's another streaming site that the people know about, and if you follow me, you know that I'm also a Twitch streamer every now and then. I haven't used it in a while, mainly because I really haven't needed to, but Twitch is like YouTube for video games, and it's video games only, okay?
Yep. Yeah, I know what it is.
Well, there's a company out there called Wrestle Circus. Me and Jeff have talked to them before. They're really intriguing. And there was something out there tonight about Cecil Scott from CWF tweeting about Wrestle Circus and how he likes what they're doing production-wise.
Didn't they have a big show this weekend with Adam Cole and stuff like that?
They did.
Yep.
Well, apparently, and I even got a reply from Wrestle Circus on Twitter on this post. So thank you, Wrestle Circus, for tweeting out to me and setting things straight. He goes, hi. We signed an agreement with Twitch last week as the first officially partnered wrestling company. So kudos to you guys, man.
So what is that? They're going to stream their content on Twitch?
Start streaming their shit on Twitch.
Oh, there you go. So they found another service to stream it on.
They found another service to stream them on. They're partnered so they can make money off of
it. Wasn't their iPay-per-view free this weekend?
I believe it was. I'm going to have to go check it out, man. Because I
think I heard it was free.
I like the everything that Wrestle Circus does. I mean, as far as marketing themselves, I like their goddamn logo with the strong man in the lucha mask holding up, the ring, and with the big top. I like their website. I like everything about this company.
Yeah, I've seen. I've been seeing their stuff more and more. It looks pretty good. I'll have to delve further into that. Yeah.
It's his first Twitch official wrestling partner. Next show is July 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is on a Saturday, so I'll probably be working. But it's free. Twitch TV, twitch.tv/Wet Wrestle Circus. So
do you have to watch it live, or are you able to go back and watch it?
I believe that you have to. I believe that you're able to go back and watch it. The problem is, you can subscribe to people, but if you want to follow people on Twitch, it's $5 to follow somebody. You can subscribe to their channel, but if you want to follow them and shit like that, really.
What do you mean follow?
That's what I never got. I haven't gotten about Twitch. But
Okay.
I know that people make money on Twitch streaming fucking video games and playing video games. So,
Right.
But the reason why it kind of threw me off was there was a girl named Zoe Berger, is her name, right? Really hot fucking girl, okay? She would play video game shit in the background, like load up the menu of Call of Duty and have it play in the background, and would just sit there and get donations to sit there and show her tits and twerk her ass all day. So Twitch threw the ban on her, and Twitch kind of has been cracking down on, if you're not seriously playing video games, if you're not seriously streaming video games or talking about video games, we're going to ban you. We don't want you on there.
Good for them.
So to see a wrestling company, apparently people have gone to Twitch and be like, look, YouTube's being a bunch of fuckwads. They won't put over our content. They won't advertise us. They say we're not advertising friendly. And I'm kind of scared to go to twitch.tv/.
Well, there's got to be a lot of crossover in the gaming community with the wrestling community.
Look at what Xavier Woods has done with the Up Up Down Down channel. So,
right.
I want to tell you, I appreciate this. Maybe we'll get more people going to Twitch, because Twitch is for art. They're doing another one called Twitch IRL, in real life, for shit like that. So, who knows? I mean, Shane Strickland is their champion right now. So, there you go. Let me see here. I'm just trying to think of what else we could talk about here tonight. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, Raw was good except for that middle hour. That middle hour, man. From the time the Miz was on all the way up until the time Enzo and Cass came out was shit.
Here's my thing with Raw. It was good for what they've been doing, but to me, it's still not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the middle part, you're right, was terrible. I guess there were some okay segments. I mean, but Raw was. I mean, how was it really good though? I mean, I didn't see any match where I was like, oh yeah, there was nothing that really got me
match was good.
Juiced up. The what?
The last match was good.
I guess, yeah.
The cruiserweight damn thing was fucking stupid.
Okay.
The opening tag match was good.
I didn't love the opening segment. I'm not a fan of these ambulance matches and all this bullshit. I mean, how many ambulance matches could we possibly fucking see?
We haven't seen that many in WWE. The last one, I want to say, was 2003?
No, it's the one with Cena and Ryback.
Oh, yeah, okay. But still, I mean, it's been a while.
They use the ambulance a lot. Come on. Last week, when Strowman comes back,
they should have done it a month ago.
They show an ambulance backing up and he jumps out of it. What the hell? Like, what was that? Come on, use your noodle.
Well,
come on, stop booking the fucking 8-year-olds.
I believe if Strowman had not gotten injured, they would have done this shit a month ago. Bottom line, though, is tonight, Roman tried to get over with the crowd. Hey, you'll probably like this one. He's been a fucking heel for 2 weeks straight. I love it. People can, they can have the minions in that commercial cheer him to get him over as a babyface all they fucking want to. Roman Reigns is a full-on heel now. They might as well just face it. That crowd booed the fuck out of him. Did you hear the pop out of Strowman tonight when Strowman finally entered that fucking arena?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, again, you're in one of those cities where that's going to happen.
Oh, come on, dude. It's happening everywhere. Get over yourself.
It's happening everywhere?
It's happening everywhere.
We'll see. We'll see how long they're cheering Strowman.
The
before they
Miz,
start-
Bo Dallas,
So they
and-
start chanting, "You can't wrestle at him" and everything else. And listen, the bottom line is, all these guys are over fucking scripted. They're micromanaged ridiculously. I could tell you this just by listening to the promos I heard this weekend at Ring of Honor. They hand a guy a fucking microphone and let him go, and it sounds natural and good. And when you go and when you do all these promos on TV, they sound scripted and awful all the time. It's the same. SmackDown was halfway decent last week, but if you take the women's segment, they give them all a fucking microphone, and they make them all look bad on a weekly basis.
yeah,
Charlotte
they're all looking
says
around each other
Charlotte
going, "Is it
says
your
to
turn? Is it
Natty,
your turn?"
"I'll make you look like Ellsworth," and then Tamina has the microphone and goes, "Charlotte, I'll make you look like Ellsworth." I mean, come on.
Yeah, that way. I think honestly,
Really bad.
I think Tamina either A, forgot her line, or B, they should never hand her a fucking microphone again.
No, none of them. They're all terrible.
The Miz, Bo Dallas, and Curtis Axel. I was kind of excited to see what they're going to do with them in this faction.
Well, at least they're doing something with those guys.
But the fact that it was preceded by this bullshit, these three guys plugging their T-shirts and the Lakers and shit that nobody who watches wrestling cares about.
Nobody gives a fuck about it.
You know, so that was hurt. That hurt the match that happened afterwards. Nobody gave a fuck about the match because they were zoned out by what they had just witnessed. A black dude in his 50s shucking and driving around the ring to put his son's T-shirts brand over. It was stupid.
So is Fragile Devitt's big feud for this pay-per-view going to be with Elias Sampson?
It's Elias Sampson, and you know what though? Elias is getting his ass over. People online are going every time he's on. People are like, "I love the fucking gimmick. He's got nuclear fucking heat. He's going to do big things."
Nuclear heat.
You know.
Come on.
People hate his ass.
Nuclear heat. Give me There is not a fucking soul in wrestling with nuclear heat right now. Give me a break.
The stuff. I mean, right after. Thank God you had the stuff with Enzo and Cass to kind of save us from this thing that we had just seen. So, I mean, I guess it was really only that one fucking segment with the Miz that was really awful on this fucking show that really made me want to change.
Yeah, but none of it was good though. You're talking about degrees of bad. I mean, let's be honest. It was less bad than last time. That's all it was, though.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, it was better than last week, which I said about last week's. But when you compare it to that, you're right.
That's my problem. We're just talking about degrees of bad.
Jeff Edwards goes, "Should we go to Twitch and just show our feet? Guaranteed we get at least one person watching."
Well, two. Rex Ryan and Melvin Dassey, Mark Ferrara.
Yeah, and maybe Gene Snitsky. But anyway. The Lance Dorado Neville match was the worst thing on the fucking show, wrestling-wise, to me.
I didn't like the whole...
Dorado throws a fucking drop kick, and Neville no-sold it, and then he was like, he literally legit shoot-kicked this big motherfucker, and it hits him. You can see his feet hit his pecs. Neville just stands there, and then 5 seconds later goes, "Oh," and tumbles out of the ring.
Let me give you this for an example. This is what I'm looking for in wrestling, and you don't even get this on Ring of Honor a lot either, but they just happen to do it. This weekend, and a little of this is going to be a spoiler, but for the sake of my argument, I'm going to tell you anyway. So Marty Scurll, who's probably one of my top 5 favorite wrestlers right now. I just love him. His entrance, everything. I love everything about him.
I like the mask. I like the umbrella.
It's
has
tremendous.
A very crazy vibe. Like
he's over huge. They got the too sweet, whoop whoop, too sweet, whoop whoop. So he's got the whole Bullet Club behind him, everything else. So anyway, he has a great match with Kushida on the pay-per-view. Comes up short. Kushida holds the TV title. All right, that's fine. So he's in all the big Bullet Club segments, whatever. So they do a 6-man match. It's him, Vinny Marseglia, one of the Mexican guys that was around, Josh Goodman, Will Ferrara.
Mm-hmm.
And Kazarian was in it because they're kind of building Marty versus Kazarian because they both got involved in the title match. So that's Marty's little feud now with Frankie. So they open a match. I forget who opens the match, but whatever the case may be. as the match is going on. Now, Marty hasn't been in a match at all yet. Kazarian starts going for pinfalls. Every time he goes for a pinfall, Marty runs in the ring, kicks him in the head, jumps out of the ring, goes into the corner of about 12 fans with Bullet Club shirts on, and goes over and starts doing his whoop whoop. Maybe does it about 6 or 7 times, so Kazarian's going insane. So everybody else is tagging each other in, they're wrestling, they're fighting, and the whole time Marty's standing on the edge of the ring. Now everybody's outside the ring fighting. So Sinclair goes over to Marty and is like, telling him to get in the match. You haven't been in a match yet. You're not fighting. And he's arguing with him. So he argues with them till they get back in the ring and start fighting again. Somebody goes for a pinfall. Marty runs in the ring, kicks him in the head, goes back out of the ring again. So this goes on for the whole match. So then finally, Kazarian hits his finisher on, I think it was on Vinny Marseglia to be honest with you. Marty runs in the ring, throws Kazarian out, pins Vinny, goes up the ramp and wins the match. The way it was done, like, the guy could work because you've seen all his matches, but there was just like that kind of psychology there where, yeah, I don't need to be in this match doing all my stuff. I'm using my head. I'm not fighting. I'm being the smarter guy here. The way it played out, you spent half the match watching what he was going to do, and he did almost nothing, but it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of that shit is so lost in wrestling where it's got to be, I know dives and all that, and I'm into all that shit too, but sometimes just that is enough to put on an entertaining match.
I want to ask you about the opening match for the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was the only match on the pay-per-view. No disrespect
Kingdom.
to your boys, but I didn't like the match, man. I just felt like these CMLL guys, I know What's-His-Face just had a fucking tour over there, and it's a working relationship, so they had to put them over. I think the Kingdom
I hated that
won.
they lost, but I liked the match.
I hated that they lost. And I didn't
I hated
match.
that they lost, but I liked the match. The crowd was into the match. And they did a good job of booking of the Kingdom being heels, even though they were in Lowell. But TK and Taven are kind of hated in Massachusetts as it is, so it kind of works out for them there. But I will say, Taven and Ultimo Guerrero had a singles match for the TV taping that might have been the best match of the day on Saturday. And Taven went over.
Oh,
so
man.
as you go on here, you're going to see more. It was probably the best match I've seen Taven have since he got hurt.
So I want to go ahead and wrap things up.
Did you see any of the Silas Lethal stuff?
I stopped watching right after, I want to say, the third match on the show.
Okay, so Silas and Lethal they've been having a feud.
Right.
Silas has been getting over on Lethal the whole thing. So they're having a match, obviously. So Lethal gets the match was great. They got Bruiser out of there for a while and just had one-on-one the whole deal. So Lethal gets a quick roll-up pin, wins the match, and then Bruiser comes back out and they did one over on him. They're hitting him with the keg. Silas pinned the keg up into the corner, held Lethal's arms while Bruiser just maybe 8 times just mashed him. He falls over lifeless body. They set up a table outside the ring, throw Lethal on top of it, Bruiser off the top ropes to the outside through Lethal, destroy him. So anyway, so they played out this story. Obviously Lethal won, but the story is going to continue. So at a certain point during the TV taping, Silas comes out with a dry erase board that's one of those things you'd see in a machine shop that says this person was injured on this day, has missed work this many days, blah, 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 blah. So he comes out and it says, Jay Lethal was injured on whatever date it was we were there that night, and the night before. And then it says he's been out for 23 days. So then Silas gets in the ring, cuts his promo, races to 23 days, makes it 29. He comes out on the Women of Honor episode, makes it 37 or whatever it is. Then he comes out, makes it 43. The whole thing. So they were cutting these promos, and Silas just keeps saying is Jay Lethal will never be seen on Ring of Honor TV. We destroyed him. He's missed 43 days. Good job, Bruiser, and all this stuff.
Oh,
so
shit.
then finally, they opened probably what would be the last episode with Lethal making his comeback and doing one over on them. So I kind of like, Silas always seems to be in these kind of cool, like old school kind of stories,
I mean, hell, I like.
But
the
of course,
fact
you
that,
have to have the one idiot in the crowd go, "It happened 10 minutes ago."
Oh, jeez, come on.
You always got to have one asshole. You know what I mean?
It's a fucking television show they're trying to tape.
Right.
Go to a sitcom.
But I can't wait to see how it plays out weekly.
Here's what
just
kills me. And I'm gonna put my Vince Russo hat on here for a minute because, bro, let me tell you something, bro. You go to a sitcom taping, okay? Or I'll be honest with you. Let me be honest with you, bro. I went to a TV taping for something in Greensboro about 2 or 3 years ago. It was one of those damn things where there was a celebrity diving, where they had celebrities jumping off the high dive and real judges scored them, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it was totally fucking stupid. But I went because the tickets were free and it was a chance to see all these stars doing belly flops, okay?
Right.
My girlfriend wanted to go. It was one of those things where I put the man card in the paper shredder for
the
night.
Yeah, you did your good deed.
Yeah.
You did your good deed.
So, okay, before the fucking match, or before the pay-per-view starts going, they got banners of these stars' picture hanging in the arena. And the director, this is the first time I was like, oh my God, this is so much different than WWE. It kind of woke my eyes up as to how real TV is actually shot. It's a lot more like pro wrestling than people think. Because before the match, the director comes out, "Hi, I'm the director. Let's see what section can be the loudest," and all this shit. And then they were like, "Well, we got to get some sound bites, And they start having the guys one at a time. The director would lead chants for these people's names so that they could pipe this shit in during the show.
Oh, they were piping the crowd noise.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's Vince right there, boy.
Right.
And they taped the entire fucking competition that was gonna fucking do this, but during the things they were like, "We'll see you next week." We'll see you next week. And not once did somebody in the fucking crowd go, "It just happened 5 minutes ago. He got a score of a 7."
Right. You got the idea of what they're doing here.
Come on.
Right. There's always got to be. Oh, and then there was one other thing that ticked me off. Kushida and Jay White for the TV title, and he got one asshole during the middle of the match, throws a streamer in the ring, then does it again.
Oh man, did they kick him out?
It's just. They didn't. They kind of. I think they went over to him and told him to knock it off. And the crowd kind of got on him too. Was like booing him, like calling him an asshole. Listen, those are the kind of people that ruin shit. Because you start doing that, and then Ring of Honor is going to be like, you know what? No more fucking streamers. You guys are done.
Yeah, it reminds me of the fucking. I just watched the video the other day, back when Eddie Guerrero died. CZW, the very next show, CZW was in the ring. It's on YouTube. Look it up. CZW's in the ring, and they got a heel faction, I think it is, coming in the ring, and they're like, "We got to do one thing before tonight," and they do a 10-bell salute for Eddie Guerrero, and the crowd's fucking all nice and quiet. Everybody's bowing their heads. It's a real solemn thing. About 5 rings in, you hear somebody in the crowd go, "Man, fuck that," and everybody looks over. But they no-sell it because they want the 10-bell salute to continue. And afterwards, they fucking, I had never seen a fan fucking berated by wrestlers so much. They're sitting there going, "Take this motherfucker out, give him his goddamn money back, and never let him in this motherfucking building again," because they were taping it at the ECW arena, It's like, it's fans like that just don't come if you're going to be a dick like that,
Right. Yeah, listen, you go to enough shows, you see these fucking assholes. And it's very few. It's always one or two. Always one, there's always the one guy or the two guys in the crowd that never shut the fuck up.
I'll be
my biggest pet peeve, I know you hate the one fall thing. This is what I hate. The asshole that's sitting behind you, and every indie guy that comes out, he starts comparing them to like
the
wrestlers.
WWE guy, yeah.
Yeah. So like when DG Haven comes out, he's a local like manager type. He's also an actor and all that, but whatever. He does local indie shows. He comes out and he's like a skinny poor man's Russo. So I'm sitting at a show one time and they're like, "Oh, there's Vince Russo." You know what I mean? And, This guy comes
or you
out and
get
he's like,
the-
oh,
you get
he's
the
bald.
old man-
He thinks he's Austin.
or you
It's like,
get-
just shut the fuck up, dude. Why are you here?
Or you
Why
get
are you
the-
here? Go
I
away.
have a couple examples of this. One of them was happening this past Saturday. But I hate you get the old man in the crowd that goes, Big Show is really Andre the Giant's son. People still think that, or
Oh
people
my
still
God.
go, the Undertaker and the Kane, they're real
Right.
brothers,
Right.
But this
Sergeant
past-
Slaughter really burned Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But I always pop for the Big Show really is Andre's son.
You're right. Shut the fuck up.
No.
I know. You listen. I want to tell these people. It's people like you that make people like us not want to say we like pro wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we get lumped in with you. You're Melvin Dassey, which is you are not what
Now,
I want to be.
I got to cut this young woman some slack here, and I'll talk more about this Wednesday. But I'm sitting in line to get into the Sportatorium Wednesday for Absolute Justice down there in Gibsonville. Thank you again to everybody who came up and said hi to me and asked about Jeff and told us they love the show. We love you guys. Sitting there with a young woman.
No heat for AC. Fuck.
What? No, man. No.
I'm gonna have to step my game up.
You've been a ghost the last 3 weeks. People thought you were dead.
The last 3 weeks, I was just on the listen. Your boy Kane Justice flopped when I was on last week. I thought he was good. Before I come on a show, he says he wants to kick my ass. I get on the show, he's like, I was just kidding, guy. Oh, we're all good. Come on, man.
You were just as much to do with that. You flopped too. Anyway, it was a mutual flop.
No. Hold on a second.
Anyway.
I even tried to egg the motherfucker on and he wouldn't go.
Anyway.
I will find, listen, CWF people, I will find one of you that you will argue with me on the air. I already know that Kane Justice can't do it. I already know that Chip Day can't do it. So we're 2 down. Maybe the third time will be a charm.
Anyway.
Edwards knows I'm right.
Woman standing in line, and there was another woman with her. They were friends from work or whatever, and this was their second show. The first one they'd been to was one of the Chapel Hill shows, which is not in the Sportatorium. And she starts talking about how, oh yeah, I'm a big fan. I watch Total Divas every week.
Oh my God!
And I tweeted out when people think Total Divas is a good TV show, and I put the Dos Equis man doing a face palm, and I showed it to my girlfriend, and she just busted out laughing, because she's like, that's so true, and she's not even a wrestling fan,
You want to know? You want to know something? There's an asshole sitting in. Well, he's probably on a private jet on his way back, or he's headed to wherever fuck SmackDown is. There's an old man right now going, damn right, pal. That's why we did Total Divas. We're creating fans all over wrestling.
We got him,
We got him, pal. See, that lady would not be at that show, pal, without Total Divas.
Yeah.
That's the way they think, bro. And every now and then, there you go. You can't blame them. Who cares about our rating? We got Total Divas, and we're creating fans everywhere.
But
God, Total fucking Divas. Oh,
but I think she got a glimpse of what real wrestling fucking was, because as it turns out, they were VIP ticket holders, and they sat right in front of me the whole time, and I'm sitting there watching this woman react, and I'm sitting there going, that's what I love about pro wrestling, indie wrestling, and in particular, because they could take a regular closeted WWE fan and show them what the art can be like, when indie wrestling's done properly. Anyway, folks, we're going to get out of here for the night. I want to go to bed. I know AC wants to go to bed. He's got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta hit the Abe.
Hashtag Melvin Dassey, folks.
Listen, if you want to see Sonny's feet, just
tweet him. He's got
just
pics.
tweet her. Just tweet her. Tweet her on the Twitterverse.
Tell him 1650 sent you.
Oh God.
We want commission.
I'm gonna check her feed. I'm gonna check her feed. We could probably do the weekly Sonny Melvin Dassey. There's probably a whole bunch of fucking idiots on there.
Hey, if it works for you, Tammy, we want royalties. Put us over at least.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
She's like, I'll send you a picture of my twat. You gotta pay for shipping now. Can't afford it. Oh, I can't send it to AC. They don't allow anything of mine in Connecticut anymore. Unless I'm in jail.
Reminds me of an old joke. You know why they put a cock on a weatherman? Because if they put a pussy on it, the wind would just whistle right through it.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's
you
get
know
out of
which
here.
way the wind blows.
Before we get on the guy-women thing again, let's get out of here.
There's people out there going in 2017 going, "What's a weather vane?"
You know, there probably
I'll
is.
tell you like everybody did tonight about these ball guys. Google it. Good night, folks. Google it. Oh man, that was a good show.